Welcome. We're live, bro.
We're live.
Today we're at Ellis's family farm here, and or property, I should say. But today we've got a special project for you guys. We're going to be going working on a baler.
Yeah, that's a hayfield. So, that's going to grow up, and we're going to be cutting hay and baling it for our animals. So it's one of the big chores that we do every year. Needless to say, all the equipment we have is used in secondhand. You can't afford to buy new stuff these days. So, it breaks down, and you got to fix it. So. One of the skills I've taught myself is how to weld poorly, and we're going to try that today and see if we can get this thing back in operating condition. So you come along for the ride here.
So within that, so Ellis, you served in the Canadian Forces?
So I did 18 years with the Primary Reserve. Much of that was full-time. I like to say I didn't do much, but I did enough. A lot of my career was, I was infantry by trade, that were tough and had an impact on my life. And so I got to find a way to take care of myself, and Tom and I started climbing years ago together as a way to talk and get active. And it's just been a huge benefit, like this relationship and the activities that we do together. And so, it was important to just give back, in a way, and that's what We're Live Bro is about, and I'm happy to contribute.
So Ellis and I worked together probably back in 2015. So we worked at a place called the Integrated Personnel Support Center, which is now called the Transition Center, and it's a place for members of the military to recover, rehabilitate, and reintegrate back into the forces. So it allows the organization to post the people and into this specific unit to help them with one mission, and that is to take care of themselves. So myself and Ellis, we worked as, I guess to say, platoon sergeants. We actually got to help people with their gradual return to works. We kept in contact with them when they were off sick to make sure that they weren't alone. And the very last piece to it is that we helped them transition to civilian life when their medical limitations and restrictions prevented them from continuing to serve. So we hooked them up with different charities. We got them involved with Veterans Affairs. So this channel really resonates to us because, we're both out, and this is our journey on top of it. So, we just want to share with everybody here and let you know that, hey, there's a way to stay active, take care of yourself. And it's the little things that you guys have to remember to do. So anyways, we're really happy today to be doing this. So with this being Ellis's intro video, we've got a very, very special thing for you. We're going to get some cool shots of that. And at the same time, Ellis is going to walk through what he's doing while he's welding because, I don't know how to weld, but Ellis has taught himself to take care of his equipment out here. And it's a big part of his recovery as well, is learning new things and, tinkering with things on the farm to make things easier and better for himself. So yeah, we're going to flip it over to the round baler. We're going to flip it over, get set up, and we're looking forward to show you what we are doing.
Awesome.
Right on. I think that's good there.
Might be good there.
So you guys know we've got our group of helpers, our critics.
That's the inspector.
Yeah, the inspector.
So here's the problem. This is the jack, and she's broken. This pipe needs to be welded back on. You can see this, it's just torqued up. So you can see it's been repaired before, And that's just your classic farmer weld there. We're gonna have to grind it down and get to some good parent material. So like we'll get in deeper into some good steel. And once we have good steel to make the bond to this, we'll weld it back together. And that's the project for today.
Nice. And where did you learn how to weld?
Well, it started years and years ago because I had little things that would break on me sometimes. And like this kind of all started with mechanic work for cars. So when I was like a teenager, I got ripped off at a dealership and it drove me nuts because they quoted me, you know, thousands of dollars for these repairs. And I thought, like, this car isn't in that bad a shape. You got a bumpy tire, don't worry about it. So I realized in that moment, you know, like, it's not the most honest industry in the world. I'm not saying that all dealerships or all car mechanic shops are bad or anything like that. That's not the case. There's great people everywhere. But it made me realize that, like, I'm someone who likes to be independent and self-sufficient, so like I should teach myself how to do some of this stuff. So anyway, I bought this welder off Facebook Marketplace. It was this cheap thing. I still have it. I watched some YouTube videos and I started learning how to do it, and it's just been this great skill to have, especially here, because you get stuff like this and it's like, you know, like you kind of have to just deal with it. So I just kind of learned by doing and bought some cheap tools and used stuff and made it work. And yeah, that's what I'm going to do today.
Nice. Let's get at her then.
Cool.
Hey guys, going to take you away from the video for a second. I just want to do a big shout out to ShopVeteran.ca. So if you're looking for a directory to shop local veterans in your area, ShopVeteran.ca is the way to go. You know, it helps out veteran entrepreneurs similar to myself. Again, we're showcasing them here, but we've got some veterans that are doing some amazing things, whether it's woodwork, steelwork, art. They've got retail, they've got a whole bunch of things, so shout out to them. Safety first, guys.
Safety third.
We do our very best to be as safe as possible, but big shout out to the Safety Croc organization.
Steel toes.
Our steel toe Crocs. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I got my welding boots on today as opposed to the welding Crocs.
Yes.
It's,
yeah.
We've heard ourselves enough in our service there. See this thing that's corked out? So this is the jack stand, you could call it, for the baler. So like when you take it off the tractor, you know, like you want to be able to keep it upright so it doesn't smash on the ground. So that's broken off. So we're gonna repair that today, hopefully. Just rough line here and see what happens. Looks like there's a lot of corrosion, so we may have to go deeper, but that's okay if we do. Maybe I should just be bold out of the gate, though. Probably should. Let's go a little deeper.
We got nice thick line, guys.
Yeah.
Nice thick line.
So I can actually hit it. Like that's probably the original tube there, and then there's this gap. So obviously it got bent up before and broke off, and that's the original steel there. And then this top is all weld. So anyway, I'm just gonna cut this face. I'm gonna keep going down until it's flat. I just hope I went deep enough because it looks really bad on the bottom. So anyway, we'll keep cutting, but I think we're gonna be all right there. Should be good. More, but yeah, we're starting to get somewhere here. This is looking all right. Cool. Yeah, I mean, fuck, not bad. You can use it to cut steel, obviously. That's what I'm doing right now. So like, this is a grinding wheel. So on that piece, we're probably gonna do some cutting, but we're gonna do a lot of grinding too to reveal the better metal. Big safety points for these things: wear eye protection. That's an absolute must all the time. Gloves are good too. These things come with a guard on them. I've taken them off because I find they're tricky to use with the guards on sometimes. The big thing is, like, if you're cutting, don't like look in the plane that the disc is spinning, because if stuff's gonna fly off, it's gonna fly off on that plane. So have yourself kind of off of the plane of rotation of the disc, and that's gonna kind of alleviate a lot of the stuff that's gonna fly off. Eye protection is just mandatory for this.
Yeah.
So I ground down into the corrosion to remove all that because we want to get to like good metal to weld to. And that's just prepping the surface, right? So if you weld over rust and stuff like that, it'll just corrode and I'll end up back here, you know, like next year kind of thing. So I've ground it down. and I've made some gaps that I want to fill. So the first step is going to be just building it back up with good weld to fill in those gaps, and then we'll grind that flush, and then we'll weld on our piece. So that's the next step. I had to put the ground clamp on. So the way welders work is, so this stick here holds these rods. There's going to be electrical current that goes through there, and the tip is going to melt and deposit tiny like specks of metal as it burns, right? So to create that electrical current, we need to put the other end on the where we're going to weld. So I ground off the paint to make a good connection for the clamp. So the clamp is on, and then as soon as I touch this to the steel now, it's going to complete that circuit, and the welding rod's going to start to burn and deposit metal. So you're going to see that now. So that little piece that I thought went deeper, it just broke off. So like that's why you got to prep the surface, right? Because yeah, that's just hanging out. Okay, so I started trying to fill this up with weld, and as I'm going in, I'm realizing I had a little too much power, so I was just kind of melting in rather than depositing new metal. And what happens is you get this buildup of black material, and that's slag. So you got to chip it off as you go, and then give it a brush, and then you can start again. If you just weld over the slag, you're just including those impurities again, like rust. So good to clean it off, and then we'll keep going. I turn the power down. Hopefully we can deposit some more metal here. So you can see this hole on the left side there. I'm trying to, here, I'll touch it with the, I'm not gonna get it going. So this bubble here, I'm trying to add more material to fill in that gap, and then I'll grind it all down again. But I added some on the bottom already, so I'm just going to continue building that up, and then hopefully we can get it back to kind of flush. Metal's obviously corroded, so it's tricky to kind of add to it without melting it. So we cleaned up the mating surfaces, we prepped the area, got down to good steel. We had to build it up in some spots, but that's just the nature of it. And then I tacked on the part. So this is basically where we want it. Now I can tack the corners, and then I'm going to start running beads, and the bead is just to fill that gap. I've left a bit of a bevel, so if you want to come here, I've kind of beveled out the edges to leave more space, and ideally we fill all that space with weld. Not well maybe, but we're going to try. Do the best we can. That's all we can do. So here we go. But I feel like the two pieces are now connected, which is good. So, oh, not too shabby.
Look at that, guys.
Anyway, that's a start, and I do want to run a couple more on it, but that's a great start. So I think we're in business here. I think we're in business.
Yeah, little lamb here, and on the day, well, we were successful.
Yeah,
you were successful.
Oh, team effort.
Team effort.
Yeah.
But hey, guys, you know what? This is what it's about, getting out, supporting one another. Even if one's not doing a lot, just being there for company.
Yep. Goes
a long way. And, you know, we had some good chats and did some fine work there.
Got her fixed, you know?
Yeah.
Sweet.
So, no, you know what? At the end of the day, this is what it's all about, guys. Just coming out, hanging out, doing a little adventure from time to time, doing a little sport from time to time, but active living.
Yeah, active living and human connection.
That's it.
Face to face.
That's it. So hey, you're not alone. There's excellent resources for you out there. Every Monday, Thursday, we put out a new veteran-owned business. We put out different resources on the community post. All these different things available for you at your disposal. Click away. So
thanks for joining us today, guys. Hope somebody learned something, and maybe somebody can put something in the comments and help me learn too.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah,
that would be awesome. All right, guys. Well, stay tuned for the next episode. Thanks for joining. Take care.